day to you, friends of liberty. I'm Mercy Otis Warren, and this is Voice of the Colonies. Brought to you in part by...
Tired of visitors not respecting your space or your sovereignty? Lay down the Don't Tread on Me welcome rug. Hand-woven by fiery widows and militia teens, it features stitched snakes and passive-aggressive charm. Great for porches, parlors, or powder houses. The Don't Tread on Me welcome rug. Your threshold, your rules.
This week's news doesn't begin in Boston or Philadelphia, but farther north, on the rocky coast of St. George's Island, Maine. British raiding parties have returned. They're taking animals, food, and supplies for the Crown's use. Now that may sound official, but for the families who lived there, it meant grabbing what they could and running into the woods for their very lives as they watched smoke rising from the burned fields and homes behind them. Up on the Penobscot River, a group of local farmers ran into a small team of British scouts. Now, it wasn't a big battle, but it was a hard one. Homes were destroyed, and one loyalist was captured. What this means is the war has now arrived in Maine. Meanwhile, near Boston, the siege continues, and it is anything but quiet. Cannons fire from both sides almost every day. This isn't just soldiers watching each other. It is a slow, tiring, and stressful fight. Near a Patriot Army camp in Cambridge, some men were seen acting suspicious on a farm. One of them was searched. Inside his coat, they found coded messages. They weren't farmers at all. They were British messengers pretending to be farm workers. And these captured spy stories are becoming more and more common, as well as some curiosities on the water. In Portsmouth, New Hampshire, an unknown ship came near the harbor. Now, no one knew what flag it flew, and before anyone could stop it, it disappeared back into the sea. Was it a spy ship? A smuggler? A British scout? We may never know. But now the people of Portsmouth are watching the water very closely. Farther inland, in Elizabeth, New Jersey, a group of loyalist smugglers was stopped by local Patriot militia. There was a quick fight, some were captured, and their wagons were taken. At Fort Ticonderoga in New York, repairs are underway. Colonel Benedict Arnold wrote to General Schuyler this week and promised that the stone walls of the fort would be rebuilt before frost, before winter sets in. He says the soldiers are working hard and they're not complaining at all. They are racing against the cold to get it done. But something even more important arrived in camp this week: gunpowder, along with flints and lead. That means the Continental Army can finally keep fighting, at least for now. For weeks, the biggest fear wasn't just enemy soldiers, it was running out of ammunition and powder. Now, that fear is behind us for the moment. We'll be back after this.
Is your guest room feeling empty? Add a splash of red to your home with the Quartering Act, now featuring loud boots at dawn, bayonets near your bread box, and unlimited, unsolicited political opinions. Housing British soldiers isn't just mandatory, it's magical. The Quartering Act, bringing the monarchy right into your home.
Was that an ad from the Crown? What is our sales department thinking? Never mind that. Well, speaking of the Crown, across the ocean, something has happened that is changing everything. This week, King George III made it official. The colonies are in rebellion. He issued a public proclamation of rebellion. It's a royal announcement that says, we are no longer just arguing. He calls us open and avowed enemies. That means there's no more pretending. We're all part of one big happy empire. In Philadelphia, the news is hitting hard. In Congress, any final hopes of peace with the king are disappearing. Instead, the delegates are calling for more soldiers, more gunpowder, and a stronger plan. A quiet petition is also going around to expand the Continental Army before winter, when recruiting will be much harder. At the same time, Benjamin Franklin's Committee of Secret Correspondence has started its work. No names are public yet, and no missions have been announced, but letters are being sent across the Atlantic, looking for help from other countries. While leaders debate and plan, everyday people are taking action. In Dutchess County, New York, farmers made a public promise. They will sell their grain only to Patriot troops. Our bread, they said, shall not be baked for tyranny. In Albany, widows are sewing bandages for hospitals. In Andover, a shoemaker donated 30 pairs of boots to the soldiers. He wrote just one sentence in his notebook: I cannot fight, but I can fit. Even kids are joining the cause. In Concord, a group of children meets every week to sing songs of liberty in the town square. They call themselves the Liberty Song Circle. This week, they ended their performance with a cheer for General Washington and a promise to sing until we win. Along the Connecticut River, towns are preparing for Loyalist movement by setting up lookout stations and guarding bridges and boat crossings. The war is no longer just happening on battlefields. It is in homes and harbors. It's in towns and schools. This revolution is not waiting for spring. It's already here. Until next time, stay strong, stay watchful. I'm Mercy Otis Warren, and this has been Voice of the Colonies.